Hey guys, what's up? Pixels here. In today's video, I'm giving you my DLC review for the Ash vs Evil Dead DLC that we got in Evil Dead the game yesterday. Obviously, we got quite a lot of stuff. We got some new content, some new skins, a new character, of course. We got some balance changes that we're going to be talking about, and the patch notes as well. I'm also going to be talking about the new game mode. So let's begin anyways. So the first thing is the content. Obviously, we got Ruby as a new character. I think Ruby's a really nice addition to the character roster in the game. I know a lot of people were waiting for her to be added. Unfortunately for me, I think she's relatively quite strong. I am a survivor main, but I do see her having big issues to play against on the demon side. So I think she will be getting nerfed later on down the line. And I'm not wanting to talk about balancing so much. I prefer to just focus on the content of the game and to talk about things that's going to be being positive for the game going forward and things like that. I know balancing can have the effect of being positive on the game, but I don't want to be the type of person that starts whining about things not being changed and stuff like that. So I just like to outline some problems, and then we just go from there with that. But anyways, let's get back to the content side of things. Like I said, I think Ruby's a bit too strong, but the character design overall is fantastic, and the fact she's voiced by Lucy Lawless is absolutely awesome. They did a really good job getting her and doing the voice acting for her as well. On top of that, we also got some character skins. So we got the Jacksonville outfit for Ash. We also got an outfit for Kelly as well, which is really nice. I really like Kelly's new outfit. We got the Elagos skin, of course. The Elagos skin again looks absolutely amazing in terms of design. However, this is where we fall into Pablo. So Pablo did get a free outfit, which is nice. We all like free outfits in the game. A lot of people ask for free outfits, so it's nice that the devs actually decided to give us a free outfit there. But if you did decide to buy the bundle, you also got an extra outfit for Pablo. Now this is a controversial one because I noticed it straight away before that pack even released. It was labeled as the fish and chips outfit, but it isn't actually Pablo's fish and chips outfit. It's actually his bartender outfit for when he was in Jacksonville on season 2 episode 1. And I think Saber's gonna have to watch themselves there, because that could actually be under false advertisement. People might buy that pack thinking they're going to get the fish and chips Pablo outfit when it really isn't that outfit at all. The outfit is completely different looking, the fish and chips outfit, as you can see on the screen here. So they really need to actually relabel that as soon as possible, just to avoid any kind of confusion or upsets throughout the community. For me, I'm not really bothered. I'm just the type of person that is an Evil Dead fan. I'll just buy whatever at this point, especially for the game. I want all the cosmetics for my characters and stuff like that, so it doesn't hurt having extra cosmetics, so I'm quite happy with that. But again, like I said, they're going to have to watch themselves with that. So yeah, with that DLC pack, I think it's a really nice addition. I know a lot of people thought it was going to be part of the season pass. Obviously people didn't realize the season pass one was over. It ended with the blacksmith update, and that did include the full DLCs, or what we were promised in the season pass. So we obviously got the skin pack that we got at launch for the Evil Dead 1 characters, Evil Dead 2 characters. And then we got the Castle Kandar update. Of course, that wasn't part of the season pass. That was free, but we did get some outfits for Henry and Lord Arthur. And then we got the 2013 remake DLC on top of that. So that was the third DLC. And then the fourth DLC was obviously the Hail to the King update, where we got more outfits for the Army of Darkness characters, as well as unlocking the blacksmith as well. So that was the 4 that we got in the season pass 1. I'm totally against season passes in the game. Like I said, I'm going to be doing this in a whole other video discussing why the season pass was a bad method in the first place. But I like that they've done a content pack instead. I still don't think it's quite there. I think we need the marketplace, to be honest. Buying individual stuff is definitely more key to be focusing on monetizing a game that way. So if you want to do outfit bundles, make sure they're all part of a set. They're all on the same side of things. If they did a bundle for value stop for Ash, Pablo, and Kelly, you could do stuff like that. You can also have them separate so people can buy them separate, but if you do it as a bundle, you get it a bit cheaper or something like that. I think that'll be a much better method going forward for the game. But like I said, overall, I think the content from the DLC bundle was good enough. It was well priced as well. I think they undersold it again. They don't overcharge for stuff. You look at similar games like Dead by Daylight and stuff like that, you're basically paying roughly the same amount of money just for one outfit in that game. So you're definitely getting your money's worth in this game for the DLC bundle. Okay, so let's look through the balance changes in the patch notes. Obviously, we got the new feature, the Splatter Royale. We'll go into that later on after the patch notes. We get some new free content. We also got the grenade launcher and the scythe that I forgot to mention with the content part of this video, that you know, they're decent weapons. I like the scythe. I think the scythe's really nice to use, but the the grenade launcher just kind of feels like a reskin of the explosive crossbow. It doesn't feel great to use. It's an alright weapon, but again, it's kind of just taken away to the point where, you know, you'd still just rather pick up a boomstick. You know, we don't want to be messing around with grenade launchers or something, but I suppose it could be a fun weapon to test around with certain characters like Amanda, of course. But yeah, the scythe is actually really nice when you do manage to find one. Unfortunately, the drop rates on these weapons are really bad, so they're very hard to come across. So I've only actually used the scythe once. I've used the grenade launcher a couple of times, but they are really hard to come by. And like I said, when I did use the scythe, it does have some nice finishes on that. So at least, again, it's more free content in the update. So, you know, we've got to give them credit for that in terms of, you know, not having everything behind a paywall there. And of course, they said the new free outfit for Pablo'S Kandarian facelift. And then we get the new premium content. Again, we've been through all that about Pablo'S fish and chips outfit. Again, they really need to look at that. Ash's party animal outfit and Kelly's Scourge of Evil outfit as well. And of course, the puppeteer King of White Frost outfit we got. The balance changes, again, I think these were very lackluster. You know, we've been waiting since the Prestige update, like early November. I think it was November 13th, roughly. Maybe it's a bit earlier when we got the Prestige update. And I don't think we've had... I think we had one balance change since then, just for them to fix... No, actually, it wasn't even a balance change. They actually just... I think they just fixed the spirit point gains on the Prestige system, so... Again, I think that's a long time to go without any balance changes, and I think people were expecting a bit more, something like totally overhauling certain mechanics in the game or something like that, for how long we've been waiting. But it's pretty crazy. So they said the Survivor Rush meta, a lot of demons obviously been complaining about the cars and, you know, survivors rushing around with cars, which is understandable. I personally don't really use cars that much in the game. I prefer to just be running on foot and killing deadites, but that's just my type of play style. I know there's the very sweaty survivor players out there, you know, they'll jump straight in a car straight, like from the get-go. They'll rush through all the map pieces, collecting pink fuck and stuff on the way. It's definitely an option, and it's an easier way to play the game, actually. But for me, it's a bit ridiculous how they decided to combat this by just saying, you know, vehicle health bars have been reduced by 100 points. I mean, I don't know what a vehicle's health is. Maybe it's roughly around 500 HP. Maybe it was at 600 and it's dropped down to 500, but again, they do seem to break a lot easier now, but it's not really combating the issue there. So then it's a poor balance change on their behalf. Okay, so now we're on the survivors. So they upgraded survivors fee reduction. It increased by an additional 5% from levels 1 to 5 for a maximum of 55%. I think that's pretty good. I mean, sometimes when you're playing Survivor, you do get overwhelmed with the fear stuff, and, you know, I do like the speculative fear reduction on some characters, so it's nice that they did that. Ash's support reassuring presence range is increased to 6 meters, so got an extra meter on his active ability there, which I think is pretty decent as well. I think that ability is kind of weird in design, because you've got to be standing next to people most of the time for it to work. It doesn't really matter most of the time if they're a certain distance away. Sometimes I've pressed the ability and I've been standing like less than, you know, 3 meters away from someone and it hasn't worked. So again, I think it's just coded a bit weird, that ability. Blacksmith's Weapon Master melee damage has been decreased as well to 0.2 from 2.5. Again, it's a fraction. I'm not sure why they've done that. Mia's uncontrollable level 1 damage has been decreased as well, and her level 2 damage has been decreased as well. So she got a prestige nerf by the looks of it. So if anyone actually managed to prestige Mia at prestige 5, they're going to be feeling a bit hurt from this. Obviously, again, it's not huge amounts, but it's still pretty ridiculous. You know, people have spent a lot of time prestiging characters, and this is why I said the prestige system was bad in the first place. You know, the way they've done it, there could have been something completely different, like cosmetic rewards or something. It would have been much better. You can't take away cosmetic rewards from the player base who's actually spent time to upgrade these characters. The sad thing is that I knew this would happen. People would prestige and spend a lot of time on a character to get the buff, and then they'll just get nerfed. So then it was like, basically, it feels like almost a waste of time getting that character at that kind of level. And with the prestige grind and how it is, it takes hours and hours and hours. You know, we're talking like sometimes 100 hours, if not more, on a certain character. It's quite ridiculous. Cheryl's contact courage as well. So Cheryl got a nerf with the free reduction on the Shams. It's been decreased from 25 to 15. It's a bit of a, I mean, it kind of caught me off guard a little bit, this one. I wasn't really too sure. I mean, I don't spend a lot of time playing Cheryl or playing against Cheryl, so I suppose it's all right. It's an okay nerf. I did think Cheryl had a bit too much in her kit in terms of the when she drinks Shemp, so it's understandable that they did nerf that, but like I said, to nerf Prestige, and that seeing these as the only nerfs, a lot of people were complaining about Annie, and I'm surprised Annie didn't get nerfed at all, and again, that's a bit disappointment for me. So maybe they didn't want to nerf Annie because they did these things to demons. So basically, I'm not going to read through all of this, but I will just give a general update on this. So what they said is they've upgraded all balance bar strengths on possession on each demon. So obviously Warlord, Puppeteer, Necromancer, Plaguebringer all got possession upgrade on balance bar strengths there, and you can see them on the screen for yourself. So I did look at a quick screenshot of the demon powers, and what I did see is that if you upgrade it, the demon dash actually gives you more fear to the survivors. So again, it's a nice little change, I guess. I thought demon vision was kind of worthless to go for in threat level. It probably still is to go for the demon power, but again, I suppose it's a nice little side upgrade for demons there. And then the next few things, they upgraded some AI. Increases the chance of AI to use these certain powers. Again, I think AI was sort of like, I don't want to complain too much for being a survivor player, but I thought AI could be a bit too spammy sometimes with certain abilities. So the fact that they've kind of buffed that up is a bit confusing to me yet again. I like the increased invulnerability time for units after spawning them from portals as well. I think that's a nice little change. It's not a huge amount because, again, it doesn't really make too much of a difference, but there was some occasions where demons would come out with the portal and you just swing like a lumberjack axe and they would all be dead within a matter of seconds. So again, they have that little invulnerability window, which is kind of nice. They also said Henrietta can now cancel basic attacks with the meteor attack. So Henrietta has a little bit of an animation cancel there. So that was a nice little update to her as well. They got some demonic dash changes as well, and Warlord's attack frequency total has been increased, and Henrietta's health bar has been increased, Henrietta's balance has been increased, and Henrietta's meteor attack cooldown has been decreased, so you can use it a lot more. And Henrietta's damage to book has been decreased. So again, we're getting around a controversial matter in the game here is book phase, and this is something that I've been wanting them to be working on for the last 5 months maybe. Book phase is just a horrible segment in this game. It gets to the end of the game and it just kind of feels worthless. It's just a damage check for both sides. Whether you be playing demon, you target the book, then that's the only way you can still win the game. And to be honest, the way the book phase is now, it's like that is demon's priority target is the book phase, not even trying to kill survivors. And that's the sad way that we're in with this game right now, that we're having like this book phase meta. So yeah, I was expecting a total overhaul of the book phase. All they've done is slightly decrease some damage dealt from obviously the possessed like elites on Plaguebringer and stuff like that, and Henrietta of course. So the Plague Skeleton also has the double pierce attack base damage has been increased to 220 from 200. This was also another book phase meta that you could come across as well. It was a good book phase strat that people would spam the double pierce attack on the book because it did quite a lot of damage. So for them to buff that up again, I'm not too sure about that. Cauldron energy cost has been increased, however, by literally 0.05 or whatever. It's ridiculous, they're just doing little fraction changes here and there. So overall, looking at the balancing for survivors and demons, we were expecting a lot more. It seems very minute and very basic type of stuff that they've done, and it's a real disappointment for the amount of months we've been waiting for balance changes. This has been a long time waiting for balance changes, and they're just totally lackluster in my opinion. It's something I don't even think you can balance this game the way it is now. You've got the prestige system there that's just totally influxing the balance up and down. Sometimes you'll play against survivors that won't be prestige, sometimes you play against demons that won't be prestige, sometimes you'll play against them that are like max prestige. So it's although it's only extra skill points, and sometimes it is ability buffs that can totally change the outcome of the game, and it's kind of ridiculous to be honest. And then on top of that, you've also got the RNG aspect of the game, collecting pink fuck, getting better weapons through crates and things, and making sure you've got the right amount of supplies on survivor. You know, depending on where you spawn on demon and that type of stuff. You know, obviously you don't want stuff to play out the same way, so you do need some RNG aspects there, but I think this game has just got too much RNG focus, and that's why the balancing is just totally fucking non-existent in this game right now. So anyways, let's move on. So the general, you know, players no longer be able to remove foliage from the game. There were some people doing that, and they have been banned for doing that. I like the nice little update with the portraits. You know, when you change the player's outfit, you can see the portrait matching that outfit now, which is cool. And it's just a bunch of, you know, random fixes, you know, through like, you know, Survivor versus AI mode, some mission changes, and some quality of life improvements, like little ones and little bugs that we've had in the menus and things like that. But yeah, again, I think overall the patch notes were very lackluster. Obviously, you can read through them on the screen if you want to pause and read them for yourself, or if you haven't seen them at all. Like I said, I don't want to go into all this because it's just nothing that interesting to cover at all. But like I said, the patch notes for how long we've been waiting for an update have been very bad and very poor in my opinion, and they definitely need to improve going forward. But I will be doing another video on why they should be improving going forward. There was stuff that they said before launch as to why we should be getting better balance changes. So stick around for that. That's going to be an interesting video to do that. But like I said, it's quite pathetic what we've got in this update so far. And now let's talk about the new game mode. Okay, so I'm not going to like toot my own horn or anything, but I've known about the Battle Royale since launch, basically. I got told by one of the devs that, you know, there's a Battle Royale coming. I kept it quiet, of course. I did tease like in my streams a couple of times that we will be getting a new mode to the game that they're working on. But I wasn't sure how everyone would think about it, you know, because I thought it was kind of weird to be adding that to an asymmetrical horror game. And to be honest, I think the ambition was right. I think it was nice to have the ambition there from Saber to be trying something unique and different with a horror game, and being, okay, so we're gonna obviously go separate from our main mode, which is the asym mode, and we're going to try something else like a battle royale mode. Unfortunately, I think the ambition was there, but the execution wasn't there. The execution of setting up this splatter royale was pretty bad. You know, I've only managed to play one game, so I don't want to be too critical of it. The reason why I've only been able to play one game, like most other people, I was queuing constantly to try and find a game. If you're going to release a new mode, at least, you know, do some thorough testing with servers, or, you know, before they even did this update, they didn't even do any server maintenance, and I think the game has been desperate for some server maintenance since, I don't know, 3 months ago. The fact is, you know, with the way the lag is on the game, and, you know, people leaving lobbies, cutting people out from playing the game as well, it's just very frustrating. You know, the matchmaking's totally fucked in the game at the moment. You know, there's a lot of people playing the game. I don't think it's a lack of, you know, demon players or a lack of players in general, but even queuing for the BR mode takes too long. It's like, I think my stream yesterday, we waited almost 45 minutes to try and play a game, and then we end up just going back to the asym mode because we couldn't find a game on Splatter Royale. Like I said, I played one game. That game took me roughly 35 minutes to queue into, and I died within 2 minutes. So again, it's, if you're going to do a splatter royale, you know, it definitely needs to go through some, like, or a battle royale mode in general. It definitely needs to go through some, like, vigorous testing on them. I think doing a beta for it would have been the right call. You know, just putting it in the game there, hoping that it works. That's kind of what it felt like. Like I said, I admired their ambition for it, but it was just a poor execution. So it was a big letdown for me. Like I said, I was excited for the battle royale. Like I said, I've known about it for a long time, and I was really, really excited and interested about this mode and how it played out. But, you know, we look at the skill trees on that, and the skill trees are very weird. You know, it's stuff like increased 5% of shems, and that's going to cost you like 5 skill points, but that decreases your maximum health in anyways. So it's, again, most of the stuff, it's not even worth upgrading because you get the debuff there, and the debuff basically counteracts the buff most of the time. So it's just also more stuff we got to spend spirit points on. Again, when, you know, with the prestige grind the way it is, we got to kind of save up the spirit points as much as possible to upgrade our characters. The fact is, it doesn't cost a whole bunch to level up the classes on Splatter Royale, and you can just gradually do it if you can manage to find a game. You will get some decent XP to level up, but like I said, if you're drawn away from the main mode and people have to spend resources from that to play this other mode, again, we're kind of just running short on spirit points, which sucks. Like I said, I admired the ambition. I just think as a poor execution, what it should have been is maybe just something more basic. I don't think we needed all the skill trees. I don't think the skill trees was necessary at all. The main thing, what it should have been, is just skins, you know, just playing as the characters. What the game mode should have been was everyone just having 3 dodges, you know, everyone having the same amount of health, and then once we got some shields and pink fuck upgrades, that could have been the difference of winning or losing the game, you know. But yeah, the time to kill feels too short. Like I said, I died from a blunderbuss in 2 shots or something. It was kind of stupid, and that was from a big distance too. So it's just, it's very weird. Obviously, everyone can use a chainsaw in that as well. You know, you're running around as Henrietta and you can use any weapon you want to. It's kind of bizarre. I mean, I kind of like it because it's unique and funny in the same way, but what they've done with the skill trees and the classes, I don't agree with. Like I said, that should have just been more simplified method of doing a battle royale mode, because you don't want the battle royale mode to become the main game on this game. Let's be honest. I think you could have fun with it, but it's not going to be great at all. For me, the main game is the ASIM mode. If you want to do a side mode, definitely should have been a horde mode. And like I said, I was interested in the Splatter Royale, but I personally don't see myself playing that at all. I'd rather just focus on the main mode and upgrading my characters through there as well, and obviously spending time with them on that. Don't get me wrong though, it's nice to have a bit of variety in the game, but I don't agree with what they've done there. So yeah, this has been my DLC review, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, any comments you want to be making about the DLC, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. I think overall, I want to give this DLC about a 5 out of 10, if I'm being honest. You know, we've waited months for this. I was expecting so much more. You know, I think I was expecting Baal, you know, a new demon. I think would have been so much better than a new game mode, to be honest. Unless it was a horde mode, I think horde mode would be good on this game. But having the whole separate skill trees and stuff, the game just kind of feels like up in the end, a bit of a mess right now. And it's quite sad to see, to be honest, because, you know, I'm one of the main content creators for this game, and it's kind of annoying seeing the direction the game's going in and how simple it is to fix. And, you know, with Saber, they're not really doing the simple things. But, you know, for another video, we're going to discuss about Saber and what they could be doing better, and, you know, stuff that they've sort of lied to us about leading up to the game, and like during the game's launch, what they said they were going to do and stuff they haven't done. And you know, we kind of need to start maybe getting on their backs a lot more than what we are. Like I said, I don't want to be that type of guy who just focuses on negative stuff, but there wasn't a lot of positive stuff to focus on in this update. For me, I think Lucy Lawless totally just salvaged this DLC drop. I'm having a lot of fun still playing the game, you know, dropping in with my friends and my members and stuff on my channel. I'm having a lot of fun doing that. So, you know, it's nice to test out new weapons, testing out a new character, using the new character skins and stuff. For me, I'm a type of guy that loves character skins in the game. So, you know, having the variety there on the characters every time you replay them is very nice. But yeah, Saber really need to be working a lot harder on this game and doing it the right way, and not wasting the time on stuff that's not going to matter in the long run, you know. Yeah, like I said, about a 5 out of 10. That's the best I'm going to give this DLC, unfortunately. I think the content side of it salvaged it with the skins and the, obviously, Ruby being added to the game and Lucy Lawless voice acting her, and, you know, the 2 new weapons and having that free Pablo skin, definitely. I think it's a nice, solid way of doing it. Totally ignoring the balance changes, to be honest. They're just pathetic. If anything, they dropped down the rating I would have given this DLC, as well as the Splatter Royale. Again, this mode, like I said, I've only played it once. I don't want to be too critical of it, but from what I'm seeing on Reddit and what I'm seeing on people's Discords and stuff, people aren't really happy with this mode anyways. Like maybe there's a handful of people who actually find it fun, but again, I'd rather we just went back to focusing on the main mode. But yeah, hopefully Splatter Royale maybe gets cancelled or something. I don't know. Maybe they disable it. They definitely need to do something with that. And obviously, like I said, the big thing for me was not seeing any server improvements either, which is a big letdown. But going forward in next DLCs and updates, I'd be glad if they didn't drop any content at all, to be honest, for maybe a month. We really need some quality of life changes. We need like the lobby system fixed in the game. being able to choose loadouts for characters, being able to, whilst we're in the lobby, being able to change our loadouts at the same time, as well as, if we queue into a game, we don't want the whole match disbanded just because one person left the lobby. That kind of shit is stuff that happened back in like 2006, 2007, and this is like 2023 we're in right now. It kind of feels like an outdated technology at this point. This is meant to be like a next-gen game with new technology from the Unreal Engine and stuff, and we can't even have a simple lobby solution, where we can have permanent lobbies where people just leave and rejoin, that type of thing before the game starts. So being that demon or survivor leaves, it shouldn't cancel the match in my opinion. And I know maybe they're just running on potato servers or something, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, hit that like button, hit that sub button if you are new to the channel. I do stream this game Monday to Thursday on this channel as well. I do a lot of Evil Dead content and Evil Dead builds for your characters. And if you have any questions, or like I said, if you have any opinions on this DLC, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section, and I will get back to you on those. And thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Pixels, my awesome viewers. I'll catch you guys in the next one.